Hey, what's good, guys? My name's Chris.
And I'm Jodi.
Welcome back to WearTesters Unlaced.
I think we're on episode 9.
Is it episode 9? I'm only looking at thumbnails in my brain.
I know.
So
That's something maybe you should add to the corner.
I have where there's an episode.
It does?
Right underneath where it says WearTesters Unlaced, It says episode whatever.
Okay.
And I make the thumbnails, so I just see all of them.
Make it larger. Because I never noticed it.
No, I can't. Like, all of the graphics go everywhere and stuff like that. So, I mean, I can make it a little bit bigger, but it honestly doesn't matter because it's put in a playlist.
Oh, I know. And it says it in writing there. Well,
that's the first word of the title is episode whatever. And so to miss that, you'd have to be trying. But anyways, thank you for watching. This is episode whatever it is. So I hope that you enjoy. I hope that you've enjoyed hanging out with us because this is definitely more laid back than what we normally do. And all of these episodes are brought to you guys by Move Insoles. If you're unaware of what Move Insoles are, stay tuned. We do have a quick little promo of them in between one of the segments. Speaking of segments, the first one
is
sneaker news. So the sneaker news segment just comes from like a variety of sources. Usually it's sneaker news, literally like the website sneakernews.com. We just kind of go onto their Instagram page and see what they're posting. I don't know if they're lagging or if news is lacking, but it was not easy to find stuff. So today we've got from everywhere. We'll source and everything like that, like in the middle where you see the graphic. If you're watching this on like a video format, then you should be able to see like where it's from and stuff like that. So the first shoe that we're going to talk about does actually come from Sneaker News. The picture itself doesn't. I don't know where they got the picture from, but basically it's our kind of like first good look at what the Jordan brand and Travis Scott have been cooking up as far as a collaboration goes, where it's not him on an Air Jordan 1. Like, this is his own shoe through Jordan brand.
Okay.
Right?
I know he's had a couple of other Jordans.
They've been Jordans, but they've not been his shoe.
No, I know. I'm just saying outside of Jordan 1. Didn't he do like a 5 or a 4 or something?
Well, I mean, he's done the Jordan Retros. He's done the 1, the 4s. I think there's been some other ones, like a pair of 33s. Yeah, so like he's done like random stuff. And then he's had some Nike stuff too, because, you know, there's technically the same or under the same umbrella. But this is his own shoe. It's called the Jumpman Jack. It'll be interesting to see if all the Jumpman team haters, like the team shoe haters, hate on this, because the Jumpman verbiage means Jumpman line, meaning Jumpman Pro Strong, Jumpman Pro Quick, Jumpman Pro 2, Jumpman Swift 6, Jumpman J, like you name it, Team Showcase, this, that, the other, like all of these old school Jumpman Team Posts, like all of these old school shoes, this is in that line. It's officially a team shoe, even though it's not a performance shoe. And so I just want to see all the people flip the script and be like, ooh, I like Team J's all of a sudden. Like, wouldn't I, see, look, I issue a challenge to Jordan Brand. Let this guy collab on a pair of Jumpman Pros, and I just want to see what happens sales-wise, because that shoe just sits.
I don't know. I think it would be, I would like to see him work his magic. Like, if this guy is so...
Like, so hot?
Yeah, so I would be
in demand.
So intrigued if the masses...
That's what I'm saying.
No, I know. So I would love to see
a full Jumpman Travis Scott line. I want to see a Jumpman Pro, a Pro Quick, a Pro Strong.
But to be fair...
all Cactus Jack.
To be fair, I would also be intrigued to see them just sit there and like maybe he doesn't have enough magic to get people. So either way, I'm just kind of like, let's see.
Well, that's the point of watching. It's just like, get your popcorn ready. I want to see what happens. Yeah. You know what I mean? What do you think about his first official shoe, though?
To be fair, they look like...
You want to see the picture again?
Yeah. Even then, I'm not going to be able to pull the name out of my butt, but they look like a lot of budget models that we've been doing lately. Just that now it has a backward swoosh on the side.
Well, they kind of got like the paneling of ones and dunks.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about...
Yeah, what are you talking about then?
The ones that we went and picked up over at WSS.
Yeah, the Forces?
Yes. So that's what...
But what about it?
That's what it looks like to me. It looks like something you could pick up over at WSS or any other box store. It just happens to have a backward swoosh.
Okay. Well, the paneling are Jordan 1 and dunks with some extra stuff. They kind of, the strap kind of reminds me of the Yeezy.
Or the 312s?
If it was like the trainer strap, then I'd agree. But because it's a fat strap, like a big strap, like that to me looks like a Yeezy, the first Yeezy. But yeah, I just, you know, I don't know. I think that the outsole, I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if it's like there's like pictures engraved in there or if it's just supposed to be like a cracked outsole. It looks hella weird. Tooling is interesting because that's where I think maybe you see what you see with the Force line, because it kind of has that vibe to it, but it also has like a little bit of the old school tennis vibe to it, like the Agassi stuff, which I think is interesting. They definitely look like some trainers, you know, like a Trainer 1 or whatever, but also with the Jordan flair. So if we're saying, do you like them or not, like would you wear that?
I would not.
Really? Wow, okay, because I would. Even if it wasn't his. I just think that they look kind of cool. But I would also wear those Forces.
I know.
Would you? Well, you're not the target audience,
I know.
so like it's hard asking her, but like, so that's what you got to keep in mind is when I ask her these things, this is a regular customer.
I liked.
This is a sneakerhead.
I liked the Billie Eilish Forces. They were
With all the
different
straps?
models though. I think so. The ones that had like the mushroom leather.
Yeah, with all the straps.
Yeah. So I liked those.
Okay, I didn't. So yeah, I mean, different strokes for different folks. That's kind of who they're trying to target. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm serious.
No, and that's fine. I'm just saying that then in that case, with this particular shoe, they have missed the mark. But that's also because I'm like they're trying to target me, but they're also not trying to target me. I'm just outside the bubble far enough. So.
I do have a question. They do a little bit, as far as the paneling goes, remind me like, what if that was an open toe and they were some Birks? Like, remove all the black panels.
Yeah.
Keep the swoosh, the strap, all that stuff. Would you be like, oh yeah, that's it?
No, because
No?
they're still
They're still funny looking?
Yeah.
Okay. Now the second one is this just ridiculous looking Air Jordan 2 low with python or snake print on the side panel. I don't know if this is a women's release or not.
I was going to ask, are they women's? Because I like them. But then you were so mean.
Oh, you do like these? See, this is so funny to me. Because like this shoe makes me upset. Because what did I say when those high top white and cement grays came out? If these were a low, they'd be straight up, like I would wear these things all the time. But because they're high tops, they're thick around the ankle, stuff like that, it feels like a winter or fall shoe.
Is it the scales you don't like?
Of course it is. Why the f would that be on there?
I don't know. You don't mind when scales are on 11s.
I don't like it. How many Snakeskin 11s do I own?
I know, but they've come
None.
across.
That's the answer.
They've been in our house, so I mean.
Yeah, because I review these things, man. It doesn't mean I'm going to buy them. I think what pisses me off the most about these is that this is the white cement gray they just put on that f***ing panel. Like, I hope that there's two. I hope that there's still a white cement low, and then whoever wants this ugly ass shoe can have that too. Now these are a shoe or a pack that just released, so this is not technically sneaker news, but I did want to highlight the pack. It's a Kith pack with Adidas. It's a bunch of their different old school or retro models, from the Forum to, what was it, the Sambas, but it's kind of like, not the Samba, I can't remember what they're called. But whatever they are, all of them are fire. I love it. Like, they all look great, they look elegant, they're simple, they're clean. Unlike that Jordan 2 we just saw, where you did too much. That's the thing too, like who is in charge over there? It's just like, you know what these need? They need a sprinkle of python. Like what the f, like what kind of is that?
Is that a part of like the holiday releases?
The Jordan 2 or these?
The Jordan 2s.
I don't know. I mean, there's the stuff that they promote as the holiday launch, and then there's always other
No, I know. I'm just saying, in my opinion, because it was almost like a little sparkle python. And so I'm like, okay, they're trying to target people being like, you guys are going to be dressing up for the holidays. Here's a little something extra on your feet. So I don't know.
But anyways, these Kith Adidases are all fire. I don't know if you like them.
Yeah, I mean, they're very simple and can go with everything. So I don't have a problem with them.
And that's what I like about them. I think that they're super simple, super clean. I love that they're all the same.
Yeah.
Like each one is white based, gray suede, blue tab.
A little cream on the bottom.
Yeah, it looks cool. So I think that they're still available. The last I checked they were. I don't know if they still are, but yeah, I think that all of them look clean. So I just wanted to throw that in there as a, hey, if you want something classic and clean that doesn't have Python on it, there you go. Last but not least, this actually comes from Nike Direct. They did, I think it was last week, I'm pretty sure, or it was either last week or early this week, I don't know. But they did like a holiday showcase for Nike. Most of it was like Dunks and like shoes like that. Not that Dunks are, but they're just whatever at this point. But there's 2 Foamposite 1s coming back. One is an original colorway, one is not an original colorway, but it's actually
favorite.
Yeah, it's my first pair of foams. So I guess I'll talk about those first. The eggplants are coming back. That color was actually introduced on the Flightposit, like first. And that shoe I wanted so bad, like so bad. I remember going to the mall almost daily after school after that shoe launched, just so I can see them every day.
So you are our son, and why we have a cat?
Yes, but with a shoe. And I would pick them up and I would play with the zipper and the Lycra upper and check out how cool the foam was and how sparkly it was. It was so cool, man. Like, those were such a dope shoe. I hate the retros because they're like missing a main component of the outsole. And it just looks so bad, and they've refused to fix it. Like, the Clogposites are coming out and they have the same outsole and they cut off the same part. It's just like, you guys are idiots, and I will just not support this. The Foamposite 1 in the eggplant colorway, it's a classic colorway. It looks great. I think that they've retroed a couple of times. The only thing I can see that's a little bit different is the outsole is kind of like, it's not like completely clear. Like, it looks like it's got some kind of like coloring tint. Like glue. Like, that's usually what it is. If it's a clear outsole but you can't see through it, it's because the glue is tinted. It's tinted with something like with white or blue or whatever it is, and so it doesn't make it look, so they look different than the past releases. They still look good. Will I get them? Probably not. Foams are one of those shoes that I love but I can't wear anymore because, like, I'm old and they look weird on me. You know, when you're a kid, you're like, I'll wear anything. Yeah. Not when you're old. When you're old, you're kind of like, I got too many gray hairs for this.
I'm like half and half.
There's stuff I want to wear, but I just don't.
I understand, especially because like a few years ago, I kept like, I'm looking around at everything and I'm like, ooh, like I think I have aged out of certain things. But now I'm kind of in this whole like, hey, I have a body, I can wear things, or I can wear other things. So yeah, I'm just gonna wear it because it makes me feel good.
That's how I feel when I like I'm wearing my Wheat 13s right now, or when I wear my 12s, and that's me pushing it. You know what I mean? That's me being like, ooh, I feel a little young today. I'm gonna, you know. But otherwise, I'm wearing from the 80s. Yeah, and that's just kind of like where it goes or where it stays. So the other Foamposite that was unveiled was actually an original colorway. It was the Royals. They're finally coming back.
And they're not a tennis version.
Oh, yes. We reviewed those. What was I going to say? Oh, this is a great colorway. It's my favorite of the Foamposites, like, period. It's the original, so I love that. Something that's different about this release, though, is that it's actually the sample. So they're releasing them for the first time. Okay. So the carbon fiber is black and blue checkered instead of just black. And then the swoosh detailing is like bordered with blue instead of with black or white. I can't remember what it was originally. I think it was just all white with some black border. And now they got the royal borders. So yeah, like they actually use that shoe and the original ad, which is super cool. The plain ads that are just white with the shoe, the swoosh check on it, and then the phone number at the bottom, like that's that shoe.
No. I have a strong opinion on carbon fiber shank plates.
Okay.
I think they should always be a strong checker.
Like have an accent?
Yes.
I think that they're the most fun when they do.
Yeah, the ones where it's like they're both black and you can just tell that they're checkered because it's slightly,
well, they're interwoven.
Yeah, so, but I'm like, like why, like, isn't that the point to like have little call out pieces? I feel like that should be always used.
I think that it makes when they do it more fun because it makes those ones special. Because I don't really feel like strongly about it. Well, either way, just because it's a performance feature, you know?
No, of course. So obviously make sure that it works, but then do something with it. Like you're already, so just do it.
I would say if it's clearly visible, then why not?
If it's hidden, then I understand why waste the time and budget.
Correct. I think that's the main thing is like, do you want to spend that portion of the budget on
I do.
A little pizzazz?
I do.
Really? Well, she doesn't play basketball, so don't listen to her.
This picture says otherwise.
Are you putting up that? Yeah. She's sitting on a ladder.
You can't see it, so...
Because we removed it. She's sitting on a ladder. Don't listen to her. If you're in the market for a new insole or orthotic, then we'd recommend checking out the products from today's sponsor, Move. Move offers 3 different insole options. The Game Day is perfect for those with a normal or neutral arch that want a little extra support underfoot, along with a little extra cushioning. The Game Day Pro is for those that have a high arch and or those that prefer a more substantial torsion system within their footwear. This is the insole that we'd recommend if you're a taller athlete or a professional athlete. The Move All Day is a polyurethane-based insole that features a neutral arch plate, perfect for everyday wear. The polyurethane offers a bit of extra bounce with each step and can transform the comfort level of your daily retro sneakers up a few notches. If you are interested in checking out any of the insoles Move has to offer, then you can head over to www.move.one and check out all the items that are available. And now it's time for the shoes we didn't review. And fun fact, we did review these, but we f***ed up on...
Fun fact, it was me. Hi.
Well, when you're a collective, there is no me. It's always a we. And so we at WearTesters messed up that video, and it was not in focus. It was my shoulder that was in focus.
Camera A only wanted to see Nightwing's shoulder. Camera B was like, it is my time to shine. Make me camera A because this side looks fantastic.
So it is what it is. And then when I started like looking around, because I'm kind of out of touch with like what's available and when, you know what I'm saying? Like unless it's like something that's on the sneakers app, I think that's the problem, is that like that J23, things like that, where I get release dates from for like the big releases or what our audience is mostly into.
Nike is king.
Correct. And so stuff like this for me goes under the radar. I didn't realize these were like a year old.
Nor did I.
Not this colorway, but just the model itself. This is the New Balance 9060. This is the first colorway that I saw that I actually wanted. So I just ended up grabbing them originally to do a review just because I wanted to give my thoughts on them, but I guess that's where we'll do it here. But basically it's a lifestyle shoe. Reminds me a lot or heavily of the Air Jordan 13, which I'm coincidentally wearing today.
Hold on. It's the New Balance 9060. I don't think you said that out loud.
I did.
You did?
I literally just did it.
Did you? Okay.
She doesn't listen to me.
I do. I do.
Do you have video proof that you don't? It happened like, what's the time at right now?
10:47?
No, what's the, how long have we been filming?
I don't know because
this segment?
we had
2 minutes? 2 minutes? She couldn't even listen to me for 2 minutes. She tuned me out. So anyways, these remind me of like a New Balance version of an Air Jordan 13 with that chunky bottom and all that stuff. And you know, it's Absorb, it's EVA. I don't know if this is end cap. It looks like that they're trying to at least make it look like end cap.
It reminds me of my very budget-friendly New Balances that I wear.
Where the ones that are like modern looking?
Yeah, where it has, and I think it's in this color too, but it's not, it's nothing. It doesn't.
It's paint.
No, it's not even paint.
It's like a different tint.
It's a plastic piece that sits on top of the midsole, but it's not anything. It's just like a little heel clip.
Yeah, I don't know. But either way, just, you know, it's an interesting shoe. They're fairly comfortable for casual use. There's not a runner or anything like that, so they're not like comfortable in that sense. The upper though is like super nice. Like you got basic, you know, textile, which is traditional for like a New Balance running style shoe. But all the overlays are really nice pig suede. I just think that they look gorgeous. This colorway is really cool. I will say I'm a little disappointed in the color just because I thought that all of these dark gray panels were like a navy. Like I thought they were this color, according to what they look like online.
Did they give a color listing?
If I would have paid attention before buying, probably, because New Balance usually does that. That's where I think. Oh no, I did not get these from NewBalance.com. I got these from like a
boutique.
Like a boutique retailer, yeah. But they had a website. But yeah, I just thought that they were like white, gray, blue with the red hit, and I was like, yo, those are dope. And I really thought that they looked cool, like a USA themed kind of like New Balance or whatever. And I was like, those are sick. So I copped them. I got them in, and as soon as I pulled them out, I was like, where the f did the blue go? So there is no blue. It's just dark gray. But yeah, either way, I think that's a really cool shoe. You're our resident New Balance lover, and I don't think you love these.
I don't love these, only because the heel's a little bit too exaggerated for me. I have dabbled in shoes that have that, and those things were dangerous for me. They would get caught on stairs, like going up or like down them, and I know that these would be deadly for me as well.
Something that's kind of cool I'm noticing right now is if you're looking at the eye stay where all the cut panels are, you can see the EVA backing.
Oh.
So that's something that we talk about with like Jordan 12s and 13s and stuff like that, where it's EVA backed paneling along the upper. That's exactly what it looks like. I could explain it's like tongue foam, but like thinner, and it's literally what's in there. So I think that's really cool. Hopefully I can take a picture and we'll just show it to you. But yeah, so that's kind of what it looks like. I just noticed that right now. So that's why the mesh panels are a little puffy, you know what I mean? So it's not like straight mesh. It's still open celled though, because the foam in there is like an open celled or open pocketed foam.
Yeah, I can see that there's a bunch of reflective hidden in the paneling. Is this weird mouthguard piece reflective too?
No, it should be.
It really should be. It literally looks like it's supposed to light up or something.
I know. Just the end right here is reflective, and then the little V cut on both sides here, those are the only panels. Everything else is just regular. Oh, and the end at the bottom. But yeah, outside of that, if you were interested in trying these out and maybe you have not seen them in stores or something like that so that you can try them on, I would go down half a size. New Balances,
Oh yeah.
especially their runners, they fit really long. I don't know why. You fit true to size.
I
but
fit
you're a
true
wide
to
footer.
size, but even then, as soon as I start hearing that, I'm like, oh no, like, am I gonna have to go back to going in the store if I want?
I hear that retail is like coming back.
They are
The
beginning
retail
to show up
experience.
more at Foot Locker. Like, I'm getting more stuff on the wall that I'm interested in again versus.
Well, that's the thing. It's not just like Foot Locker. It's like, well, at least for footwear, like we'll stay within that realm. I was reading a whole article about how like these brands are all of a sudden being like, crap, like retail is where it's at. Like people want to touch, feel, try on things that I've been saying for over a decade.
Yeah.
They're starting to turn around to that again instead of it only being direct to consumer. Direct to consumer is great for what it is, like if you're building a brand, because you're going straight from source to customer. But for stuff like this, you need to know how it feels and fits before you, especially this costs like as much as a Jordan. I took a shot in the dark. I bought 2 pairs. The other one I'm not showing because they don't fit. I bought one that was a size 9 and this was a half a size smaller, and this is the one that fits. The other one I'm like, and that's the downside of like online shopping. You know what I mean? Like luckily a lot of these places have good return policies, like the direct to consumer portion. So if you're buying directly from the brand, but if you did what I did and you buy from a boutique, a lot of times it's all sales final. And then I'm stuck with a pair that I'm now going to give away somewhere. So like, you know what I mean? But yeah, so direct to consumer is coming, or not direct to consumer, but a strong retail presence or push is coming back, and I'm excited for that. Timeout. So if you're new here, the timeout segment is just that, the timeout from everything that we just talked about before we veer off into this weird Jodi's Corner thing that I'm actually anticipating because I have zero clue as far as what we're up for this time. So we're in this together.
We're all in this together.
Yeah, so we didn't need that. That's not what timeout's for. Although it does fit.
It does.
It does fit because it's nostalgia. So like, I'm not going to complain too much. I just apologize that you had to listen to that.
You're welcome.
So anyways, I did get a few pickups, so we're going to run right through them as quickly as possible. I know that some of you guys aren't exactly nerds like I am, but some of you are. So hi. First things first, I got a reissue of Ray Fillet from the original TMNT line back in the 80s. Not only is this a reissue, but the packaging and the artwork is almost identical to the original. I meant to grab I have the original hanging right up there. The only thing that you'll need to know is that the originals don't have this U-hook or L-hook, whatever this is. The other ones have something that looks more like this, where it's, I don't know what you even call this, but that's the peg.
It's a hat.
Thingy. Actually, yeah. So the originals had one of these hat peg holder things, whereas these retro ones have this kind of like L or J hook.
A LeBron James half logo.
Yeah, however it is that you want to describe it, but that's what it is. I'm excited because on the back it actually showcases that April and Mondo Gecko are coming back too, so I can't wait to find those. I don't know if this is like the original where he changed color, or maybe there was just a different color variant. You know, I can't actually remember now. Now I'm second guessing myself. And to keep in the TMNT theme, we've got a couple of from the new IDW comics, which are, you know, what these are and stuff like that. First off, great books. Like the stories are so fun. The artwork is incredible. The new mutants are amazing. There's even a new 5th turtle, but I don't want to spoil anything else. It's so sick. But either way, there's new figures finally for these things, and they're made by this company called the Loyal Subjects. They call these Best Action. And I will be honest, these figures and this brand's figures overall suck balls. Okay, like they're horrible, but they look really cool.
Is this the one where Eric just had all those problems?
Yeah, so this guy right here, I got 2 different versions. First off, this one is got a nice wash on it, so all the detail from the sculpting, which is amazing looking, comes out and it pops, right? Like it looks really cool. Versus
I actually don't like how they look. They're so...
The characters?
They're kind of like...
Creepy?
Yeah, ugly, yucky looking. Like,
you don't think Donnie's cute? Look at him.
Donnie's my favorite character, but he
Look at those eyes. He's just looking at you like, are you being for real? You think I'm ugly?
He looks like he's gonna come haunt my dreams.
You think I'm a hideous monster? No, man, look at that cute little guy. He's awesome.
They actually look, and I think I said this when you bought it in store, it reminds me of the swamp monsters in Avatar. When the guys bend. Anyways, it reminds me of that, and I don't like it.
Well, I think they look cool, but, you know, either way, this one's like, it's not the Comic-Con exclusive version, but they are within that, like, wheelhouse. It's just that these were sent to, like, comic shops and stuff like that, and so it's kind of like if you're a skater, and then there's the skate shoes that are exclusive to skate stores, not Zoomies. Like actual skate stores. So yeah, so that's kind of like what this is that they place these over where real comic nerds go all the time, which is comic shops. Then they have this version right here, which they will release Raph like this in a separate package. Like all the turtles will come like this without the wash, and they'll look more like him, where he's just plain like just regular molded plastic and stuff like that. The detail is all there. You just don't see it as much if you don't have the wash over it. But again, these figures suck ass. This figure we've bought 4 times. 2 of them, or no, it was 3 times. Sorry.
Our son gave up eventually.
I had to talk him out of it.
Okay.
Because he did still want, so there was 4 total. That's what it was. There was 4 on the shelf. I grabbed one. He grabbed one.
Yeah, our son just had his birthday, so he has like...
He had all his birthday cash.
Burning a hole in his pocket.
And so yeah, so we go home, and me being me, I keep mine in the box, because that's what I do. The turtles that I have open for my shelf are not these. They're like classic turtles. So anyway, so he gets so excited because he's been wanting this Raph with the bike accessory and all that stuff. And it comes with an extra head for his helmet. They all come with an extra head, one with the white eyes, one with the cute eyes. And so we go to take off his head, or he does, and the peg in the neck breaks instantly.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the f? And he was crying, all this. So I was like, hey, there was 2 more back at the store. Let's go return it. So we return it to, this one was over at Walmart. But they will be available at Targets and stuff too. I just saw their post on Instagram. But anyway, so we go back to Walmart, we swap it out, and I was like, hey, before we go all the way back home, let's try to do this again just like right here in the car. And so I do it for him because I thought maybe he wrenched it too hard or whatever. So I go to pull it off, same exact thing happens. Peg breaks instantly, and I was like, what the f***? And so I brought it right back into Walmart. We literally had just seen this girl because I had returned the one that he broke, and she was like, you know what I mean?
What are you doing?
Yeah, and she was like, are you sure you're not doing it wrong? And I was like, look, man, you got 1 more back there. I dare you to do it. And I was like, he did this one, I did this one. These toys are really, they look really cool, but, and this is the thing too, I have a couple of the Loyal Subjects other turtle stuff, but the figures overall are awful. So I don't recommend the figures, but if you're a box collector and you just like how they look and you do like the different variations of the turtles, which don't get figures often, like we've gotten the original style stuff. We always get one for every new series, like, you know, the 2003, the Booyakashas, the 2012, the CG stuff. Rise, Mutant Mayhem, all of those things. So we get all of those, but we never get stuff from the comics. This is it. Outside of The Last Ronin, you know what I mean? Like that was the first one where they were like, let's make money. This is the first time where finally like the comic style stuff is like coming out besides the stuff that we've gotten from NECA. Before they were doing the show, like the cartoon and the movie, and then they started to open it up to where like the Mirage comics and stuff like that, like we were getting some of those figures. So if you like something different, these are cool. I just don't recommend opening them, and if you do open them, don't take off their heads.
Oh yeah.
Just
Can
leave
you
it.
put, you literally just can't put the helmet on that?
No, because it's got Raph's head in it, like sculpted into it.
Oh, so the helmet has like just his eyeballs in it.
Right.
So like, okay,
That's what they should have done. They
didn't-
should have just made the helmet so you could put it on top of his
well,
head.
so that's the thing, like with Legos, they all fit on top. So that's what I
know.
thought they were.
No, this one's molded in there, and it's just the plastic that they use, man. Like this has happened to me once, where and you were right there with me. I bought the Ninja White Ranger from the Lightning Collection from Hasbro, and I went to take off his human head and put on his masked head. And as soon as I did that, the ball joint peg broke in half, and I was like, "What the f-? Like?" And I've never, ever had that happen. And so yeah, this was the second, obviously, because like But yeah, so it's just weird. Speaking of Hasbro, they decided to remaster all of those figures because they're holes. I'm just kidding. I know some of the people over there, they're good people. Why they decided to remaster something that they just finished releasing?
They gotta make more money.
Exactly. So it's the same thing with every company. So before you sit there and be like, he hates Jordan Brand or this, it's like, no, I don't. I'm critical over the things that are obvious.
If anything, he loves them too much.
This is true. I love them so much that I give them free advice that they don't listen to. But anyways, I got these guys right here. These were a pre-order, but they're available like on like Hasbro Pulse. So it's their app, or you can go to their website. They all came with like updated face sculpts, which is cool because most of them needed it. Like the Kimberly one, first off, still looks like yeah, it doesn't look like her. It's like her from the comics. It's not even her from the show. All of them except for Jason. And he definitely needed a new face sculpt because he looks like he's taking a dump in the original one. But the other thing that he really does.
Sorry.
So he's like all squinty. He's like that. And I'm just like, what are you doing in there?
He's kiaing.
No, he's morphing. It's morphing that toilet up. But yeah, like the one thing also that I really disliked is that they pulled a fast one. They were like, oh, you want Tommy's shield? You know, the thing that comes with his costume, the thing that makes him the 6th goddamn Ranger? You got to buy the red one too.
What do you think is the most unpopular? Because I've wondered this about turtles too. Like which turtle doesn't get purchased as much? Like which Ranger do you think doesn't get purchased as much? Out of the OGs, like I'm not even gonna like do your random other ones.
Out of the OG stuff, I really couldn't tell you. I see a lot of yellow Rangers, but not the original Yellow Ranger.
Okay.
I see like a lot of Aisha, Tanya, the other ones, like the space, I don't know all their names.
That's what I'm saying. So like not like Zeo or anything, just
Right.
of the original.
Exactly. So the original cast, I never see them like truly sit on shelves.
Okay.
That's what people are wanting. That's why these were remastered and not any of the other versions and stuff. So what I will say that is cool with the remastered stuff is that they are slightly more detailed. They're pinless, in case you care about that. I actually don't. Pinless is where like...
So you don't see it?
Yeah, where you would see the little circle where they put the pins where the joints are. So they're pinless, so they're clean looking, which a lot of people care about. I'm not one of those people. They came with extra accessories, which is cool. So for him, he comes with his little candle, if you remember that. And that's where, like, once that burned out, what a weird storyline. Once that burned out, all of a sudden the green power was gone. I don't know how that happened, but whatever. But
It's
they
the
finally...
black flame candle.
Right, and then they finally came with like the 3 different versions of the blasters, the blade blasters, even though Tommy never had one, so I don't know why he comes with it, but whatever. And then my favorite thing though is that they come with the actual morpher and hand sculpts that you can do the morphing pose, so you can actually pose them as if they're morphing, and they come with these little graphic effects that you can put around them so it looks like they're changing into the suit like from the feet up or whatever, which would be really cool if Jason came with a face, but whatever. So yeah, I guess I just have to have, face Jason on my shelf. Okay, so now it's time for Jodi's Corner. We're done with Halloween.
We are.
So no more scary stories.
This one's not scary, but you will be intrigued, so
Okay.
I think you'll enjoy it.
Let's go ahead and just jump right into it.
Okay, so backstory as to how I came to this topic. Basically, last week you had spoken about our underground old Sacramento tour, and in there you brought up the story of the girl who killed her best friend and didn't go to jail or do any time for it because the judge was like, "You're a woman, you could never kill anybody."
That was her pleading her case to the judge and him agreeing.
Yeah, and so
which is absurd.
only for her to leave Sacramento. She goes to San Francisco, she kills a man, and that judge is just like, you have a track record, you obviously can kill people. So somebody had asked like, hey, who was that lady? I'd love to learn more about her. And so I tried to do a quick Google search and got distracted by this story. So sorry, I still don't have a name for you.
What a setup and a letdown. It's like, so that thing that you guys wanted, too bad.
But this one's very good too.
Okay, I'll believe you. Wait, so this is about murder?
So
Are there children involved?
there's children involved, but no, they're not the victims.
Okay.
Okay.
Keep going.
So today I will tell you about Juanita Spinelli, aka the Duchess. She was a gangster, wrestler, and the first lady to be executed in California at San Quentin State Prison via the gas chamber.
Wow.
Are you intrigued?
I just want to know, and this is up, especially for somebody that doesn't like scary stuff. I would be interested in seeing a dramatization, not a real life thing, but just a dramatization of what that death entails.
Well,
Because we've seen dramatizations or, film versions of the electric chair, of firing squads, hangings, lethal injection. But what about that? Like, that honestly sounds awful.
well, supposedly, this is fast forwarding by a lot, but I mean, I told you the finality of this story already. But when she does go into the gas chamber, they like put a stethoscope on her that somehow feeds to the outside, so a doctor can listen to make sure her heart has stopped. And the guy told her, hey, when you hear the pellets drop, that there was these pellets that would drop that signaled that the gas is being let in.
Oh, I thought they were like gas pellets, like Batman.
Oh no, I think it was literally like a ding,
Like
ding,
a warning?
Yeah,
Wow.
like it's starting. He said, breathe deeply and do not fight it. And so she followed it, and it made it so that everything went very quickly and supposedly painlessly. So, but I don't.
Oh, I don't believe that for 1 second. Lethal injection is, based off of what I just assume, kind of feels like when you're being put under, where you probably have that like weird warm sensation, and then you're just like out. And then the electric chair is just gnarly.
Especially if it doesn't work.
That's the thing, especially if they up like
Yeah.
that. What was that movie? Was it Shawshank where like they didn't put the sponge?
I don't
I can't remember, but like it was nasty though. Yeah, and then obviously like hanging is probably the quickest
If
it works.
So
Right. So like that's like the big like, oh, did gravity do its job? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And then the firing squad thing, like I think based off of what you've told me before is that like only one person actually hits them.
yeah, only one gun is supposed to actually have the proper ammunition in it, and even then that guy doesn't know that he has it.
Oh, really? Okay, I
yes.
forgot about that part. But yeah, so that's the thing too, is that like where are they aiming? And like, are they hitting them in the heart? Or are they hitting them in the head? Like, is it a quick death or is it not? Like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, that's one of those things. Not that I think that criminals deserve mercy, especially violent criminals.
Well, that's the interesting thing. The guy who had to like carry out for this lady, he was actually very much against the death penalty, but it was part of his job being the warden. And even he said that this lady was so awful that he was just kind of like, ugh.
Yeah, like, and that's something too, is like, I know that way back in the day when there was like beheadings and stuff that, people enjoyed, like it was like entertainment.
Oh yeah, it was a Saturday afternoon.
Right, which I think is disgusting, but like, I do feel bad, or I don't know if it's bad, or I just would wonder, I guess, is like, because like you're saying that this person was not even for like pro death penalty, and so, and again, I'm not saying that like people that do violent acts like don't deserve that and everything. Like if the punishment fits the crime, then like that's what you get. You know what I mean? Like around and find out type of thing. But I just feel bad because like it's not like it's just affecting you.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that really sucks about any kind of crime or whatever, or war or whatever. Is like there's never just like, it's never like simple and like clean. Like it always messes with stuff and someone like it's just a mess. Sorry, I don't. This is why I don't go into this kind of thing, because then I get into a whole like internal like, I don't know what to call it, but just I overthink.
Okay. Well,
So, me.
All right, so here's some quick facts to set the scene. Juanita Spinelli was born in Kentucky in 1889, but her criminal career started in Detroit, Michigan, where she worked with some really big crime bosses and is eventually run out of town by the notorious Purple Gang. I don't know who the Purple Gang is. I was very much focused on getting to the story as to why she ends up in the gas chamber.
A fun fact, in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, there's the Purple Dragons.
Oh, maybe they're based off of them.
Maybe.
But these are the people who gave her the Duchess name, moniker. So anyway,
What does Duchess mean?
The Duchess? I don't know, but like that sounds pretty badass if people called me the Duchess.
Hold on, I'm going to look it up.
It's like castle type stuff.
I know. I just want to know what it means. The wife of a duke, or a woman holding ducal titles in her own right.
Okay, so the second half, because she's definitely like the boss. She does not like answer to a man.
So it's just somebody that's high up.
Yeah.
Like a high ranking.
She gets basically ran out of town and she ends up in San Francisco, California. She brings along her...
That's a long ass trek.
Yes.
Just saying.
She brings along her common law husband, Michael Simeon.
What does that mean?
So they never got married, but if you are with somebody living together, at least in California, the law is 7 years. And if you guys split up, like you guys were as good as married. Like you have to divvy things up properly.
Okay.
So yeah, so she has her common law husband and 3 children. I don't know if the 3 children are both of them. And to be honest, we only mention one child one more time in the story, so it doesn't matter too much. She was, and I say this, I like looked into it because I know you are not supposed to just call somebody a psychopath, but she was categorized as a psychopath. The defining characteristics of a psychopath is someone who lacks guilt, remorse, or empathy. They can pretend to feel emotions.
So it's like a teenager.
But they don't have actual emotional attachments.
Okay.
They tend to be very successful, but they're also very dishonest. And they have a manipulative behavior, are narcissistic, with superficial charm, which leads to the meat of the story. It's the 1930s in San Francisco. There she sets up a home for young, troubled homeless men.
Men?
Yes. She takes them off the streets. There she cooks and cleans for them and trains them to be professional criminals.
Wow, that's cool. I mean, not, but like if you were writing a comic book, that's a great backstory.
Yeah. She has them only do smaller crimes like muggings, small robberies, burglaries, and rolling drunks. Do you know what rolling drunks is?
I just assume you're robbing a drunk person.
They look for people who are passed out and they steal from them.
Out, yeah.
They would have to turn in all of their findings to Juanita, and in return, she would give them an allowance of $10 a week.
Do you have a picture of her?
I do.
Okay. I just want to see what this badass chick looks like. Or this psychopath.
Her thought process was that all of these crimes would be small and stay under the radar, and police wouldn't really look into it, but they'd still be bringing in a lot of money so she could live like a good life. She even used her daughter Lorraine, aka Gypsy, in these projects where she would be the bait to get like drunk guys out and alone, and then the men would come in and pile on the guy. So again, Juanita's #1 rule was to keep the crimes under the radar, do not draw attention, and they had a very good run all the way until April 8th, 1940. 2 of her men, Robert Sherrill and Albert Ives, went to rob a store, and while they were doing so, the owner of the store, I guess hearing aids, like must have not just been in your ear at the time, they connected to a box inside of your pocket.
I do remember seeing those.
And the store owner went to turn the volume up.
It's weird that they had those in the 1800s?
1940.
Oh, okay. So
she was born in the 1800s.
Okay.
So it's 1940. So the shop owner is being robbed. He goes and puts his hand in his pocket to turn up his hearing aid. And one of the guys...
That's like a superpower.
Albert Ives panics and shoots
the
shop owner.
Okay.
And they take off. The shop owner obviously dies. He was shot in the stomach and bled out.
What year was this?
1940. What are you doing?
I just want to look up guns.
So the two men flee back to their home with Juanita, where things just get worse.
There were some legit guns, just saying.
Okay.
Not that they were using those. I'm just saying, like, there was machine guns and stuff by then.
I don't think it was a machine gun, but...
No. I'm just saying, like, I just wanted to know, like, how powerful this, like, you know, are you packing a bullet and then, like, getting shot with a round, like, literally a round ball? Like,
yeah, no.
You know, so yeah.
So... Robert Sherrill was very vocal amongst all the men about how worried he was that they were now going to get caught. Like, he can't stop running his mouth inside the house. Albert Ives is also worried, but even more so because his fingerprints are on the actual murder weapon. So he starts chirping in Juanita's ear like, hey, we got to do something about Robert. He won't stop running his mouth. Like, things are going to go bad. And she couldn't agree more. She's just like, yeah. Because that was her whole thing, which takes it back to the whole psychopath thing. She found people completely expendable. If you weren't doing something for her, she could fill your place easily. There was no loyalty to her men. Like, so she expected them to be loyal to her.
Moved on from teenager to CEO.
I guess so. So... she proceeds to sit Robert down and fixes him a drink. She takes some whiskey and puts a healthy helping of chloral hydrate in it. I don't know exactly what that is, but it sounds bad. Yeah. Robert passes out from the concoction, which is when Juanita directs the rest of the group to beat him to death. It is undetermined which act actually killed him. Like, would he have just been poisoned, or was it the beating? They then need to get rid of the body. They strip him naked and they change out his clothes for some swim trunks. And then they drive him out to the Sacramento River and chuck him over a bridge.
I thought you said that she moved to San Francisco.
She did. She had them drive away.
They had like cars?
Yeah, they had cars.
See, this is why I ask so many questions, because I'm a visual guy, so I'm still picturing like wagons and
No, they had cars with really big trunks.
What year was this again?
1940. So anyways, they figured the river would...
Oh, okay. We're talking about like straight up mobster, like Batman the Animated Series kind of cars.
Yes.
Okay, I get it now. Now I have a different picture in my head. I'm a
picture
very...
like, what are you saying? See?
Yeah,
like,
I have I'm a very visual person, and so when you're telling me this, I'm seeing...
Yes.
I was seeing the wrong thing, but now I'm seeing the right thing.
Yes.
Okay.
So they throw his body in a trunk, drive him out to this river, chuck him over, because the whole thought process was it was still cold, and they figured by the time the body would be found, like the elements, animals, everything would be messing with him, and oh, he's in swim trunks. He must have drowned. Like, no foul play here. Well, boy, they couldn't be more wrong, because he was found the very next day. They literally threw him over the bridge, and the way that the current was going, his body ran into one of the poles and got stuck. So, yeah, he was found in perfect condition. And then when they did the autopsy, there was not a drop of water in his lungs, so he couldn't have drowned.
Oh.
Yeah. Plus all the markings on his body.
I was already thinking about like they were going to see all the bruising.
Yeah.
And like if there were any fractures and stuff like that. But yeah, I didn't even think about the water. Mm-hmm. Yes. That's wild.
So this is when the group starts to panic. After all, if Juanita could have all that done to just one guy, like, who's to say that she's not going to start doing it to the rest of the guys in this group? The other guy, Albert, the one who was like, hey, Juanita, we got to take care of Robert, is in full panic now, because not only are his prints on the gun, but he's very much a central player to all of this. He also hears amongst the group that Juanita is planning to have him thrown off a 700-foot cliff. So he's like, I gotta get out of here. So he takes off, jumps in his car, and makes it all the way to Truckee, where he is stopped by cops. And inside the car, they find stolen cash, the original murder weapon, and an assortment of other stolen goods.
How did they know that he was a murderer? Because, like, there was not great communication back then.
I don't know, but Albert starts singing like a bird, telling all he has to know about Juanita to these guys. So Juanita is taken in and she's put on trial, and every single man in her group spills everything they have on her.
And she raised these guys from children?
No, they were just like homeless men where she was just like, hey, I'll
'cause
help you out.
You made it sound like boys.
No.
So I thought that they were like...
No, they were
teens or something.
I mean, maybe late teens, but they were all listed as homeless men.
Okay.
On November 22nd, 1941, at the age of 52, she becomes California's, America's, and the world's first woman to ever be executed via the gas chamber.
And they found her guilty of murder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, I mean, she might have not have killed the first guy.
But definitely the second one.
Yes.
Okay.
And then she was planning on killing the other guy, so...
I thought that you had to do a lot more worse stuff. Maybe that's just California today.
Maybe. They were definitely doing a huge, like, crackdown at this time. There was supposed to be 2 other women who were supposed to be executed prior to her, but things fell through. That's why she ended up being the first woman. But even then, there were some hiccups as she's about to be executed. She does her walk all the way there, and as she's literally standing in the door to the box, the warden realizes that they weren't following the law to the letter. And again, the warden is not about the death penalty. He doesn't actually want to do this, but he has to follow through. And so he's like, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this properly. And in California, you have to have at least a dozen people of the public and or press there to bear witness.
Right.
And they didn't have enough people. So she then has to sit there for 15 more minutes while they scrounge up the proper amount of people to see it. And then I've already told you exactly like with the pellets and everything. So that it does happen. Some little follow-ups. The guy Albert, he was found criminally insane and put in a psychiatric hospital for the rest of his days.
Okay.
That's what happens with him. Her common law husband and another gang member, Gordon Hawkins, they followed suit what happened to Juanita the very next week, but they had to do it together because
they were killed?
Yeah.
Her husband and who else?
Another member of her gang.
For what? Like, what was their crime?
Crimes, I mean, being associated, I don't know. But the way that
And they got gassed in the same chamber?
in the same chamber together at the same time.
Wow, that sucks.
Because I have a picture, but the gas chamber, it's a door, and then there's 2 seats side by side with the straps, and
They're bolted down?
it looked like
Like
it.
you can't move? Oh my God. So you can't even go like,
Nothing.
oh, that's like my worst nightmare is like being like tied up like that, all claustrophobic like, in a box, can't breathe. Well, alongside sharks and all kinds of other weird shit. Is that what her gas chamber looked like too? Or
That was her.
That was the gas
yeah,
chamber?
she was just in there by herself.
Okay.
Oh, but I should read you this quote before I show you the picture. So this is from the warden, Warden Clinton Duffy. Like I said, he was a longtime opponent of the death penalty, but he described Juanita bluntly. She was the coldest, hardest character, male or female, that I have ever known and was utterly lacking in feminine appeal. The Duchess was a hag, as evil as a witch, horrible to look at, impossible to like, but she was still a woman, and I dreaded the thought of ordering her execution.
Can I see a picture of this lady? Oh my God. What was her name?
Juanita?
That's not who I thought I was going to look at.
So-
She just looked like a grandma.
She does.
But yeah, that pretty much takes care of it for episode 9.
Yep.
It's weird. We're almost double digits.
Yeah, I know.
So that's kind of cool that we made it that far. I will say thank you so much to everybody that's watching because the numbers are going up.
I know.
So yeah, like, I don't know if it's necessarily the titling. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the shoe that's drawing people in initially.
I'm sure that's part of it. My whole thing was, it was this Saturday where we're like, wow, the numbers are looking good. And I told Chris, I was just like, I think it's because we're becoming part of people's Saturday mornings. Like, oh.
Which is one part of it, but that's what I mean. Like, but what is drawing them in? And so I just wonder if it's that we do talk about shoes first, so there's familiarity, and then it gets into, oh, but what's this? You know what I mean? So yeah, so whatever's happening, thank you guys. We really appreciate it. It makes it pretty fun and enjoyable. Eventually, for people that do ask, mostly it's our Discord members that like will like talk back and forth. If you're not a Discord member, you don't have to be or anything. We also have channel memberships now too.
That's brand new.
Yeah, I haven't even announced that yet for sure, outside of like right this second. But like we already have one. So like I was like, how'd you even know about this?
Yeah.
But anyways, so if you're not part of either of those things, essentially we made it so that channel members get access to Discord. I know that Discord can sound daunting because it's a forum, and so like even for me, like they just changed the layout, which I don't like because
only for you. Mine's not changed.
I know mine's a test version, but like still, like I'm like fishing around. I couldn't figure out for too long where the messages was because somebody had DM'd me, and I was like, where? And I didn't realize there was literally an icon at the bottom that said messages, and I was like, I'm an idiot. But yeah, so either way, those people support the channel directly. So we do this for free. Obviously, we buy all the product, we buy all of our equipment, we spend all of our time and all of that stuff, and doing all of that for the hope that ad revenue makes sense. And a lot of times it doesn't. So yeah, so we use affiliate links and things like that where we get as much revenue as we can so that we can live and keep doing this stuff, providing free content. But if you wanted to support, that is one way to do it. Again, you can be either one and you'll get the same exact perks. Those perks are full access to all of our WearTesters team members, including myself. So if you ever have questions or anything like that, you can always, just talk to us. There's a full community in there, so everybody kind of talks to themselves and hangs out with each other. They give away things to each other, shoes and stuff like that. And then they also will oop each other and stuff. It's like, oh, I got these, I don't like them. Did you want them for retail? Stuff like that. So there's stuff like that. There's great people from all kinds of industries, which is really cool, like comics and all that. So again, if you want to just meet cool people, it's a good place to go. There's no drama because we don't allow that.
No.
And then, did I say that they get the giveaway access?
You guys get giveaway access.
Yeah, so usually it's just for Discord members only, but being a channel member, you get the same exact thing. You also get access to our live streams when we do them. I think that's kind of like the main perks. So yeah, so that's kind of what it is. We really appreciate all of those people because they allow us to do what we do. If you're interested, we have links down below in the description box. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for everything. We really appreciate it. I hope that you enjoyed hanging out with us. I think that this was probably one of the funner episodes. At least a film, yeah.
Okay.
So I was only worried about getting scared for a minute.
Was it because I basically told you the ending right away?
Once you said the concept, I was like, oh, okay. Just like true crime. I can handle that.
Well, I mean, it's all true crime.
Not when there's kids involved. That's just messed up stuff. You know what I mean? I can't handle that. So, but yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed. It seems like you are. So again, thank you so much for everything. We really appreciate your support. And we will catch you guys on the next episode. Or technically the next video. But if you only wait till the podcast episodes, then we'll catch you then. So until then, y'all have a good one.
Bye.